Watch this. Watch his face, right? Watch this. This is not right, right? Just watch this. Watch this. Watch. The f is going on here? What the f? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. He is sweating. He's either had a snort or something of that nature. But look at the state of that. For real. Look at it.
Me just watching him in his study for 6 months, he was going, and me shouting, "Fucking squared, you dopey." Also, if I can't get hurt, if I'm just like invisible in the corner and watching for us, he probably had a lot of breaks. So I'd just be there with my eyes shut for 3 minutes. Is he finished? Right, get on with it. Jay goes, "Where you been?" I go, "Watching Elvis." Just go, "What?" You know what I mean?
No British Prime Minister has ever been by a Ukrainian male model. Never mind from three Ukrainian male models. Now look, I spoke about this extensively the other night. I'm not going to rehearse it all, but it has to be explained because either Keir Starmer just had a run of really bad luck that three Ukrainian male models allegedly firebombed two of his houses and one of his former cars.
The situation with Starmer has been very interesting, and it's not just what the media are saying, but what they're not saying. So three Ukrainian male models have been arrested for arson attacks on Keir Starmer's property. And they all had accounts on Grindr, interestingly enough, apparently, which have all been deleted. And there are obviously some questions about Keir Starmer's private life and his relationship with Lord Ali, who's openly. But what the media aren't hearing, and I saw a report on this, it was actually from Vasily Poroshkov, the whistleblower to me about from Ukraine, the former Ukrainian Secret Service agent.
Yes.
And he claims that that the three Ukrainian rent boys were gathering information from senior politicians in the UK, and they were passing them to the Ukrainian dissident in Madrid, who was mysteriously assassinated 4 days after their arrest.
Oh, this is
And he would have seen himself as a potential challenger at the next presidential elections in Ukraine.
I think the human brain wants to see patterns. We try and make sense of stuff. Even if we know it's sort of random and abstract, if we want, you can see things in clouds and stuff.
Some of those houses and the car in the same street that he used to live in. Now that can happen. It doesn't happen often, and it's never happened to a British Prime Minister before. But if it did just randomly occur, then he can count himself a very unlucky man indeed. On the other hand, if this is a conspiracy hatched in foreign lands against our Prime Minister, this is an attack on the United Kingdom. It's an act of terrorism of great moment, and we should be told if that is the case. If, on the other hand, all of this is the result of some personal imbroglio that the Prime Minister has gotten himself into with the alleged perpetrators, then we need to be told that also. Because if it's a terror attack, or if it is the result of a relationship or relationships gone bad, we need to know, because it goes to the heart of British governance. Now, Prime Minister's question time took place today at Westminster, and not a single MP had the guts to ask the obvious question. Prime Minister, have you ever met or have any personal relationship with any or all of the Ukrainian male models who stand accused, only accused, by the Metropolitan Police Anti-Terror Squad of having firebombed your properties? That is the question any parliament with guts would have required the Prime Minister to answer it. Now, he might have been able, if you'll forgive the pun, to put all that to bed in a sentence. He might have been able to say that I have never met, nor have I any knowledge of the 3 people under arrest for the alleged firebombing of my properties. But he never got the chance to give that answer and stop all this speculation because nobody had the guts to ask him. And no media has the guts to ask him either.
No meat Pete. That's apt, isn't it? Like, I've probably seen a stick that looks like a knob. I don't mean no meat Pete's a knob. I mean no meat Pete. When I first heard that name, I thought it meant he didn't have a knob. No meat Pete. But I think it means he's a vegetarian. See, I made a pattern in my mind. It made no sense to anyone else. But I made a pattern in my mind. Right. This is more bollocks than usual, I think.
We are now going to open our labour force again to free movement of European Union labour. That's the best part of 500 million workers who will have the opportunity to move here without our say and take up jobs as long as they are only 19 to 32 years old.
Right. No meat Pete. Vegetarian. He's got a penis.
But if the Prime Minister does know these people, then it may be that he has left himself vulnerable, in which case the British Parliament and the British people have a problem, because a Prime Minister that is vulnerable to blackmail or other such heinous acts is a liability to the country. Now, Keir Starmer is a liability on multiple counts, some of them even to do with Ukraine. His blank check to Volodymyr Zelensky is now spreading its ugly, bloodied hand into Western Europe, as we predicted here on the mother of all talk shows. It would. It certainly would. We said all of these weapons with which you are flooding a European country will come back in the hands of terrorists and criminals. And some of the weaponry would be used to kill our own citizens on our own streets. Well, a very important Ukrainian dissident was murdered in cold blood in Madrid this very afternoon. Another Ukrainian dissident of some importance has already had 2 assassination attempts on him in the same European capital of Madrid.
Can you become a grow bag? Is there something like they could just dump you in the ground and grow an oak out of you? That'd be good, wouldn't it? Grow bag. Where would they put the acorn as well? Not up the arse. Don't do that. If anyone's organising the funeral, right, just bury just the arse with the acorn in it. How fucking... See what I mean? Death isn't sad and dark and depressing. It's fun. Oh, God.